All right, so I wanted to come on here and talk about fighting because to me, fighting is bum ass behavior. And I want to talk about how growing up in middle school and high school, like girls would always try to fight me. And I want to talk about the reputation my pretty friend had who always got in fights. And so, like when I was in middle school and high school, girls always try to fight me. Like they always wanted to fight me. And none of them ever got a hand on me, okay? Like a lot of these girls who wanted to fight me were bummish, had issues at home, were ugly. They were ugly. So I had a pretty friend who always got in fucking fights. And I'm going to tell you, like, the sad thing was she really was too pretty to be getting in fights. And that's why I also think she lost her pretty privilege, was because she was too focused on making it known that she was like tough, trying to make others know like she don't play. But she really didn't have to do that, because when you pretty, you really don't have to do that shit, you know? Like, you don't have to prove nothing to anyone. You're blessed. You're blessed. So, I knew that was going to ruin her. And I told her in middle school, I'm like, girl, like you get in fights with all these dirty bitches and you really don't have to be trying to explain anything to these bitches. Like, you're beautiful. And how is a pretty woman going to find peace if she's always trying to help others realize, oh, I'm not a joke. Oh, like you can't talk to me this way. You can't do this to me. That's one of the things that's really important when you're attractive, like making sure you find peace within your realm, because the stuff you go through at the end of the day is stuff that nobody can measure up to unless they match you in fucking looks. Let's keep that real. So that's why, like me growing up attractive, I never proved anything to any fucking body. Like, I'm not going to prove anything to you. And the thing about the messed up thing about when you're attractive in middle school and you have bullies, the teachers will even turn a blind eye to the bullies, you know. And so then it's like you're experiencing all this hostility at a young age, and it can be overwhelming. That's why it's also important that parents teach their attractive children how to be selfish when they're young. Like, it's really important to be healthfully selfish when you're attractive. And for the most part, ever since middle school, I've known that. I've known, like, okay, this ain't got shit to do with me. This person is just ugly and mad, and I leave it where it is, you know? But yeah, she would get in fights so much, and eventually, like, the school kicked her out the school. And I used to see this happen with some of my attractive friends, because they used to try to prove a point, like ain't nobody gonna punk me and all this stuff. Yet when it was time for people to come to their side and stand up for them, the school didn't. You know, that's why I say when you're an attractive woman and a lot of girls hate you, you're doing something right. You're doing something fucking right. But when you're an attractive woman and bitches really don't be mad at you, they don't want to pull out your hair, it's because they really not the shit that they think they are. And this can be a pretty woman too. Like, just because a pretty woman is walking around doesn't mean she's that bitch, you know? Because there's a lot of things that confirm that a bitch is really that bitch, right? So so they did not even come to her rescue to school, even though they knew that most girls were jealous of her, and she got kicked out of school and she had to go to a whole different school, which was more ghettoer. So she was getting in more drama. And that's when it was like she just she just went downhill after that. And the same thing happened to her sister, but me as a pretty girl, like, I'm happy my mom always taught me to do things in God's order, because it's like God's order is really the real peace. Like, you don't have to do the shit your enemies try to do with you when you walking in divine will. You get what I'm saying? Because God even says, prepare for a battle. So if you know you're attractive and then you have to go outside to all these ugly bitches, you don't start fighting all of them because they start reacting to your attractiveness and getting mad. That's not what you do. You have to go another direction, and you have to figure out what direction you should go at that moment, So it's like, okay, if you want to go over to that fucking ghetto ass group that you have more higher standards than them, you look better than them, that's up to you. But I'm not saying, like, I can't determine what every attractive person has to do, because every attractive person needs are different. But like I said, fighting is for bum bitches, weak bitches, bitches who are lost, bitches who really don't have strong identities, for bitches that are just really confused and conflicted. And if you talk to a lot of attractive women, like real attractive women do not be getting in fights and shit. They be laid up with their boyfriend, or they be around family. All this, oh, I'm a fuck a bitch up because she disrespecting me. All that stuff that's going on today, all this fighting with Zeus Network is not it. The world is always going to try to normalize stuff that's not it. It's always going to do that. But it always fails in the end. And really the one wins is the one who does not do what the world does. So that's all I want to tell y'all. Have a good day. Bye.